All right. Hi. Thank you very much for joining me in this particular episode where we are going to move forward to the second most important skill you need to learn as a data analyst. You remember I mentioned 5, so now we are in the second one, which is understanding context. What does understanding context actually mean as a data analyst, right? You remember from our previous video where we made a case study of a data analyst in a movie box industry where you are tasked with finding out why this particular movie did not cross the targeted revenue and why there were not enough people watching that movie, right? Now, you applied curiosity in asking the right question, you applied curiosity in getting access to the right data you want to actually analyze to find out what the problem is. Now, in this particular section, understanding context means how you begin to make sense of those data. How do these data you collected communicate to each other, right? That is basically what I mean by understanding context. You have asked for the time slot that we allocated for our previous movie. You asked for the days of the week that those movies were aired in the cinema. You also asked for whether it is a public holiday and all of that. Now, once you have all these data, how do days of the week relates to the number of views? How do the revenue relates to the time slot that was given to her movies? This is where you begin to put context into play. You need to understand what data you need to combine to bring out more data, right? So if you want to apply days that were aired versus time that were aired, you need to understand the context in which you need to work with to solve that particular problem. So understanding context in general simply means learning how to work with the data you have already acquired, making sense of it and understanding what pieces of those data need to come together to give out more data, right? What pieces of those columns you need to combine to create new column so that that particular new column is what you are actually in need of to make sense of what is happening or what the problem is. So understanding context simply means getting to know how to leverage on your available information or data that you have at that particular point to be able to communicate to each other, to understand what they are saying to you as a data analyst. What is the movie time slot saying to you? What is the day of the week of the movie saying to you? What is the season in that period saying to you as a data analyst? So that is what context means in this particular period of time. So once you have this skill, you are going to go a lot faster as a data analyst and you are going to solve a lot of problems because it's going to actually help you a lot to make sense of whatever information you gather or data you have at your disposal. Thank you very much, and I hope you get more clarity on understanding context. And in our next video, I'm going to talk about the third skill, which is technical mindset. I'm going to show you how to apply that as well in your data analytics journey. Thank you very much and see you next time in our video. Bye.